So question one. Given that PQ is negative 7, what
Okay, it's negative 8. Find RQ. So you need to first find PR because you would have to use PQ and PR to solve for RQ. So if for PR is negative 8, so we can say that PR is 1/4 times negative 2, then 1/4 times 8. Okay, so that's going to be negative 0.5 and then 2. Now, for the triangular law of vectors, if you are using it, you have P, Q, and then R. So if you want RQ, that's moving from R to Q, is going to be RP and then PQ. So RP plus PQ. RP, we have PR. So RP is the negative of that, so that's going to be 0.5 negative 2. PQ, PQ is given as 3, 7. So we're working on the 0.5 plus negative is negative 2.5 and then 5. That is it for question number 1A. We move on to question number 1B. The question number 1B, the vectors ABC are such that A is that, B is that, C is that. So C, which is 2 alpha plus 5 beta, and then the J is 20, should be equal to 3 times A is alpha 6 minus 2, B is 4, and then beta. So if you're working at this, so you can say 2 alpha plus 5 beta is equal to 3 alpha minus 8. Then we can also say that 20 is equal to 18 minus 2 beta. So 2 beta comes here to positive. We have 18 minus 20. So 2 beta is going to be negative 2 divided by 2. So beta is equal to negative. If beta is negative 1, you can have 2 alpha plus 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Then you have 3 alpha minus 8. So you can have negative 5 plus 8 here. And that should be equal to 3 alpha minus 2 alpha. So you can say alpha is 3. So alpha is 3, beta is negative 1. Solving this. So first, you would have to expand. 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times 8 is 24. Negative 5x squared minus 8x. Then you have 9 minus 3x. So 15x minus 8x is 7x plus 24 minus 5x squared. And that's 9 minus 3x. So I sent this to the other side. We have 5x squared. Neg 3x, neg 7x, that's neg 10x. Neg 5, then neg 9 minus 24, that's neg 15. Right, and that's 0 here. So 0 greater or equal to, we can divide 2 by 5. We'll have x squared minus 2x minus 3. 0 is greater than that. Or if we send everything back there, we can say x squared minus 2x minus 3 is less or equal to 0. So if you now have this, so we solve that part. X squared, we're going to use minus 3x and then x minus 3. So x out, x minus 3 plus x minus 3. So we have x minus 3, x plus 1. So if it's equal to 0, then x is 3 and then x is negative 1. Now, which of them fits? Is it in between or external? So in between them, I'm going to use 0. If I use 0 to test, 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 0 plus 1 is 1. So neg 3 times 1 is neg 3, which is less or equal to 0. So once it's in between, it means that it's going to be negative 1 less or equal to x less or equal to 3. That will be the inequality. So 3, point A has coordinates 3 neg 1. A circle has equation x minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 5. Show that A lies on the circumference of the circle. So if A lies on it, and it means that if you slot in A, it will make the equation true. So I'm going to slot in A in there. So that's going to be 3 minus 4 squared plus 3 plus, so y is 1, negative 1 plus 3 all squared is equal to 5. So like 1 squared plus 2 squared, so that's 1. 2 squared is 4, and that is equal to 5 as on the right. So it's a proof that it's on the circle. B. AB is the diameter. Find the coordinates of B. If AB is the diameter, I have A, and I have the center of the circle as 4, 3, and I have 24 next 3, and I have my A as 3 next 1. You know, AC is halfway through AB. Let's say my B is XY. So if I have my 3 plus x, that's out of 2, and I have like 1 plus y out of 2, that should give me the midpoint, which is 4, 3. So we can say 3 plus x out of 2 is equal to 4. So 3 plus x is equal to 2 times 4, 8. X is 8 minus 3, x is negative 5. We can say neg 1 plus y over 2 is equal to 3. So neg 1 plus y is equal to 6. Right? So y is equal to 6 plus 1, and that is 7. So it means that our b is 5, choice 4 neg 3, so neg 3, so it should be neg 6. So neg 6 plus 1, and that's going to be neg 5. So our point B should be 5 neg 5. Find the tangent to the circle. So we realize that if this is our circle, our center C is here, at point A is here. So this would be the tangent at point A. So what happens is that the tangent and then the CA are perpendicular. So what is point C? Point C is I think it's 4 negative 3. Point A was, let me look for it. Yes, 4 negative 3, and point A was 3 negative 1. So in that case, AC's gradient is going to be negative 1 minus 3, that's plus 3, out of 3 minus 4. So that's 2 out of minus 1, that is negative 2. So the gradient of the tangent is going to be a negative reciprocal, so that will be half. I'm going to use that in the point A to solve for the equation. So y is equal to mx plus c. So y is half x plus c. So 4 negative 3. So negative 3 is equal to half of 4 plus c. So negative 3 is equal to 2 plus c. So c is equal to negative 3 minus 2, that's negative 5. So our equation is going to be half of x minus 5. We are solving the equation x exponent 1/3 minus that. So you can let u be x exponent, the lower fraction. Then don't forget that if you have 1 exponent 6, if you square this, you're going to get 1/6 times 2, which is 1/3. So it means that if u is x 1/6, then x 1/3 is u squared. So we can say u squared minus u equals 2. So u squared minus u minus 2 equals 0. So look for two numbers whose product is neg 2 and their sum is neg 1. So that's going to be negative 2 and then plus u. So u out, u minus 2 in, plus out, u minus 2 in. So we have u minus 2, then we have u plus 1 to be equal to 0. So u should be equal to 2 or negative 1. So if u is 2, then I'm going to say 2 is x exponent 1/6. So exponent 6 of both sides would make x to be equal to 2 exponent 6. That's 4 times 4 times 4. 16 times 4 is 64. Then the next one, or if you use 2, so if you use negative 1, so negative 1 is x exponent 1 6. So set exponent of both sides will make us have x, and negative 1 exponent 6 is 1. So x is 64, or x is 1. So log that. So first, let me work out the log. The exponent, the base of the log goes to take the, and then you have x plus 2y. So 10 exponent 0 is 1. That's x plus 2y. So x is going to be 1 minus 2y. Put that in equation 2. 1 minus 2y squared plus 4. 1 minus 2y times y plus y is equal to 1. And we are going to expand this. We are going to get 1. Then you have minus 4y plus 4y squared plus this is 4y. I'm using 4 times y is 4y times 1 is 4. 4 times y is 4y times that is neg 8y squared. Then plus that y is equal to 1. 4y minus 4y goes off. So 4y squared minus 8x squared is so that's negative 4y squared plus y is 1. So that's going to be 4y squared minus y plus 1 is 0. So there's another one here that goes there to be. So we are going to just have 4y squared minus y because this one is going off with this one here. So 1 minus y is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So y out you have 4 minus y. So y is 0 or 4. So if you're now solving for the x is 1 minus 2y. So 1 minus 2 times 0, 0, so x is 1. If y is 4, then 1 minus 2 times 4 is 8, so x is negative 7. So x is either, so if x is 1, y is 0. If x is negative 7, y is 4. So that is the solution. So question number 5. Let's solve this. So if you are solving this, we can have 5, 2x minus 1, 23 minus 8 is 15. So I divide 2 by 5. So 2x minus 1 should give me 3. So that means 2x minus 1 should either be 3 or 2x minus 1 should be negative 3. So if 2x minus 1 is 3, so 2x becomes 3 plus 1. 2x is 4. Divide through by 2, divide through by 2. X is 2. So 2x minus 1 is negative 3. That's negative 3 plus 1. That's negative 2. Divide through by 2, divide through by 2. X is equal to negative 1. So x is either 2 or x is equal to negative 1. So we are solving that particular graph. So if x 5 sin x minus 2. If x is 0, you know cos 90 is 0. So sin 0 is also 0. So 0 negative 2 is the first point you are going to get. When you use the 90, sin 90 is 1. So if sin 90 is 1, then 5 times 1 is 5, minus 2 is 3. So that's going to be 93. Okay, so you plot that point, 93. So we have 0 next to 93. Then 180. Sin 180, you see, that's the second quadrant. So that's going to be 0. 0, so 0, 0 minus, that's next 2 here. Then 270, that's the third quadrant. So that's also going to be 1. That's negative 1 because the third quadrant sign is negative. So in that case, we are subtracting 180, so that's sin 90, that's 1. But it's in the third quadrant, so it's going to be negative. Okay, so if it's going to be negative, then that's going to be negative 1 times 5, negative 5, minus 2 is negative 7. That's going to also be here. So you see, if you are drawing a proper sine curve, this is going to be. Then the 360 is also going to be 0 minus 2 is minus 2. So that's how the sine curve will be if you plot it. Yeah. Number 6, a curve has equation y equals that. Show that dy dx is that. So if you are going to show this, let's solve that dy dx is that. So if dy dx is that, let's look at dy dx from this. So first, we can let the u be x squared minus 1 over x squared plus 1. So y is now going to be u exponent 4. So dy du is going to be 4u exponent 3. Now, let's look at the u dx. The u dx is going to be quotient u. I'm going to see the u as x squared minus 1 times x squared plus 1 exponent negative 1. If I see it this way, I'm going to use the product rule. So I keep 1. So I keep this. That's going to be x squared minus 1. Then I differentiate this. That's going to be negative 1 x squared plus 1 times the differential of what is inside. That's going to be 2x. So I add that to it. I'm keeping this. Let me write it well. 1 over x squared plus 1 times differentiating this is going to be just 2x. So if I'm working at this, I'm going to have 2x which is negative. The negative here, 1 here multiplying that is negative 2x into brackets. I'm going to have x squared minus 1, and I have x squared plus 1. All of this will be out of plus. And write them all. 2x plus 2x over x squared plus 1. So du dx is 2x over x squared plus 1 plus negative 2x x squared minus 1 x squared plus 1.